You know that feeling when you think you've figured out a language, but then it just does something weird? It's like there's a secret life happening right under the surface of all the rules you're trying to memorize. Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on a secret society of words that decided, nope, we're doing things our way. Oh, and before we dive in, if you enjoy stories like this, please do follow the channel and share this. It really helps this page grow and lets me create more of these for you. Okay, you ready? Let's venture into the heart of Spanish, to a place where the rules, well, they're not what they seem at all.
So, picture this. A huge, orderly kingdom. This is the Spanish language. And in this kingdom, there are laws. These are the rules of grammar, of conjugation, and they govern every single verb. Everything's in its place, creating this world of, perfect, predictable harmony.
But like in any good story, even in the most well-governed kingdoms, you start to hear whispers of rebellion. So what happens when the very words we rely on, the ones we use every day, decide to just break the law?
All right, let's start in the safe zone. This is the kingdom of regular verbs. You know these guys. You've got your verbs ending in R, air, and ear. They all follow this simple, beautiful pattern. It's nice, right? It's comforting. Everything makes sense here. And this is really the foundation of learning the language, isn't it? You learn one rule, one ending, and suddenly you can speak 1,000 sentences. You learn to say hablo, and you can pretty much guess canto. It's a world built on pure logic, and when you're learning, man, that feels like solid ground. But not everything is as it seems.
Because the rebellion, it always starts small, doesn't it? A single word, one single form, just steps out of line. And in Spanish, the first one to break rank is almost always the same one. It's the yo form, the I. Yeah, it's personal.
Okay, check this out. Let's take the verb traer, which means to bring. Now the rulebook, our perfect little kingdom's law, says the yo form should be trao. Simple enough, right? But the rebel verb says, the reality, it's traigo.
And just like that, there's this mysterious G. Where did that come from? It wasn't invited. It doesn't follow any pattern we know. It feels like an imposter. And here's the thing, it's not alone. This is our very first clue that there's a secret organization at work here.
See, this isn't just one rogue verb acting on its own. Oh no, this is a whole faction, a powerful gang, and we're going to call them the G-Force. And every member has the exact same signature move. They sneak that rogue G into their leader, the yo form.
And get a load of this roster. These are not some obscure back alley verbs nobody ever uses. No, these are the heavy hitters, the superstars of daily conversation. We're talking hacer, to do, poner, to put, salir, to leave. They are absolutely everywhere, and every single one of them has sworn allegiance to the G.
And what's so cool is that once you know their secret code, you start seeing it everywhere. Take poner, for example. If it were a law-abiding citizen, the yo form would be pono. But nope, poner is a card-carrying member of the G-Force. It follows the code. It becomes pongo. That G, that's their signature. It's their calling card. But wait, here's the twist in the plot. For these G-Force verbs, it's only the leader. That yo form, that's the rebel. The rest of the family, the other conjugations like tú pones, él pone, nosotros ponemos, they all fall right back in line. They follow the rules perfectly. It's this super targeted rebellion, which honestly makes it even more fascinating.
Okay, so if you thought the G-Force was clever, our next group of rebels is even more cunning. They don't just add a letter on the end. Oh no, these guys are full-on shapeshifters. They alter their very core identity from the inside, changing their stem so they can hide in plain sight.
Let's look at the evidence. Take the verb decir, which means to say or to tell. Just watch how that E in the middle, in the stem, cleverly morphs into an I for most of the forms. So you get digo, dices, dicen. But then, look at nosotros and vosotros. Suddenly, it's decimos and decís. The E is back. They go right back to the original. They're kind of like the loyalists in the family.
And this shows a really famous pattern that learners use. If you were to draw a line around all the rebel forms on that chart, it actually looks like a boot. So the thing to remember, is that these verbs only do their shape-shifting thing when they're inside the boot. That's their secret hideout.
Okay, our last group of rebels. Their motive is a little different. They're not rebelling for power or to cause trouble. They're rebelling for survival. We'll call them the code swappers, and they have to change their spelling for one simple reason, to preserve their original sound.
This is actually brilliant.
So think about it. The letter G in Spanish has a soft sound, kind of like an H in English when it's before an E or an I. But put it before an O and it makes a hard G sound, like in go. So for a verb like escoger, to choose, to keep that soft H sound for the yo form, it has to swap the G for a J. That's how escoger becomes escojo. It's not chaos at all. It's a clever secret code just to make sure the word sounds right.
So, let's recap. We've got the G-force, the shapeshifters, the code swappers. I mean, it just feels like total chaos, right? So are these verbs just mistakes? Glitches in the system that somehow stuck around? Is the entire kingdom of language just falling apart?
No, and this is the big reveal, the secret at the heart of it all. These verbs aren't rule breakers, not really. They're actually following older, deeper, more ancient laws. They are the direct descendants of Latin royalty, and they're still honoring the grammar of their ancestors. That mysterious G in traigo, it's not an imposter. It's a relic. It's a ghost from an older time.
And here's why all this actually matters to you. These so-called rebels, they aren't some tiny footnote in a grammar book. They are the heart of the Spanish language. Think about this. Over 70% of what you say in a totally normal, everyday conversation is going to rely on one of these powerful, history-rich verbs. They're not the exception to the rule. They are the rule. They are the true rulers of the kingdom.
So the goal isn't to fight them or be afraid of them. If you really want to speak this language, to become a true citizen of this linguistic kingdom, you have to do the opposite. You have to understand their history, respect their power, and yeah, you have to befriend them, because they hold the key to actually sounding fluent.
You see, their secret code isn't meant to keep you out. It's an invitation. It's asking you to go deeper, to understand the real story of the language. So my question to you is, which of these powerful rebels will you decide to master first? If this story moved you or made you think a little differently, please share it with someone who you think needs to hear it. And of course, follow the channel for more stories just like this one.